Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Monday, November 25th, 2024, pre-market report. People, look, I want to start off with something that should be very obvious to you, where we're going, and people, I don't know how to say this another way to you. And of course, you're all entitled to your own opinion and take on what I am about to say. There is one place, one aspect of this market, if you want to even call it that right now. This isn't a market anymore. It's some kind of a free-for-all on a scale that I don't think we've ever seen before. But there is one aspect of this freak show that is not at all whatso freaking ever. What I'm talking about, you probably know already, man. Commodities. This is something I've explained since time immemorial. People, these are real things. The environment we are in, you have to understand, is not real. Nothing is what it appears to be across the board. And the setup here is too obvious to ignore. Let's talk about that. Nothing whatsoever appears to be getting in the way of the risk on environment. What am I talking about, risk on? Cash making its way into risk assets, the stock market, and obviously cryptocurrencies as well. So what does this tell us here? If all the attention is being drawn at cash making its way into equities, into the stock market, into cryptocurrencies, what's falling off the map here? Do you see where I'm going? Of course, again, it's commodities. This, to me, as a guy who does nothing essentially, unfortunately, I have no life, but studies this market, presents us opportunity on a scale that, again, I don't think we're ever going to see again in our lifetime, and that is in commodities. It's too simple to understand. The flow of cash through the markets moves in predictable patterns. There's no randomness here. When you have an environment as we have now, okay, and again, I believe, and I said this recently, that we are going to see foreign investment cash make its way into the U.S. market more so than we've ever seen in history. Yes, we've had no less than 52 record highs for the S&P 500 this year alone in the stock market, as our economy is falling off of a cliff, as the world economy is contracting at its fastest pace on record. Do you see the mechanism here? War, more war, forced human suffering is going to push this market into a new realm of distortion, of course, and highs that you cannot possibly believe. We now have the most stock market friendly president coming up, president-select, in the history of the United States. All right? We know this to be a fact. The world knows this to be a fact. World investors know this to be a fact. We are going to see, again, what people, look, you're going to see the most corporate-friendly administration in the history of the world. That's what's coming in here. President-select Trump here, obviously, chosen for a plethora of reasons. All right. Number one, you already know this, is to bridge the system. Bridge the system into the new tokenized system. Building that bridge entitles, again, doing what? Merging, deregulating banks, deregulating cryptocurrencies, and merging the two. This is a key component. I covered this. I've been covering this at length. I talked about it just yesterday. Obviously, people, unless you really don't get it at all, massively positive for the banks, massively positive for the crypto space. The corporate agenda here, do you realize? Maybe you don't, maybe you do. This year, Wall Street, the Wall Street fat cats are going to get their biggest bonuses ever in history on record. Do you think that's going to stop here with the changing of the guard? It's going to get so much more extreme with, again, the most stock market, crypto-friendly administration in the history of the world. So where do you think cash is going to go here? I believe with every fiber of my being here, again, we're going to see a mechanism here that we don't need to see. That is artificially suppressed rates. Central banks are already cutting rates around the world. Trump has promised you lower rates. A couple of things are going to fall into place here. Powell's going to get out at one point here. Trump is going to put in what I'm going to call a super dove. In other words, a Fed chair who's going to be so eager to pump more cash into the system to boost up the stock market here. Again, that's just the mechanism. If you think I'm wrong here, I got a little news for you. You're going to be wrong. Okay. We're going to see the most... Again, it's going to be epic moving forward. So artificially suppressed rates, currency devaluation. This mechanism is a lock. So what does that mean? So we can expect the stock market to rip higher. You can expect cash to make its way into cryptocurrencies. Again, the forgotten asset class here is going to be commodities. And that means commodities are going to be on sale like you cannot possibly believe moving forward. If you have the patience to understand the dynamics in play and realize why certain things are happening, it should be a no-brainer to you. So in my opinion here, and again, I want to hear from you. Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Do you feel that right now, being that we now have the most risk-on stock market friendly administration the world has ever seen? Let me show you something else, just as part of this here. Just as part of it. This guy, Scott Bessent, George Soros' protege, billionaire, multi-billionaire hedge fund manager. You think this guy is going to have your best interest in mind or those of his multi-billionaire hedge fund manager friends here? Again, George, you don't believe that Trump's pick here is a George Soros protege? Maybe you want to look it up for yourself. I can promise you that this guy does not have your best interest in mind. He has the best interest of his multi-billionaire friends, hedge fund managers, and of course, again, what else did you expect out of George Soros' protege here? Anyway, people, look. It's too easy to understand where we're going. You need to be in this market. I don't know another way to put this to you. Again, hypersonic missile attacks, ballistic missile attacks, don't matter. More pain, more suffering to push this market higher. As we said yesterday, I said, watch what was going to happen. I said, more than likely, the market was going to go up on the expansion of war. This is futures this morning. New records across the board. Let me show you something else. Look at the dollar this morning, lower. Look at the 10-year yield, substantially lower. The MMRI has now dropped below 290. I think we're rolling over here, people. I think we're rolling over. A few weeks ago, I drew a projection as to where I think the MMRI is going to go. I put a little question mark here, and then I put down. It looks pretty clear to me where we're going. Central banks want collectively to artificially suppress rates. Why? By artificially suppressing rates, it allows them to devalue the currency. You lose. You understand? An economic wrecking ball. Trump was selected here not only to bridge the system, to merge the banks with crypto, which is the key to the new system, obviously, and then obviously get in here and fulfill his promise to get you lower rates, which means more currency devaluation. What does that mean? More cash into the stock market, more cash into cryptocurrencies as well. And it doesn't mean that commodities are not going to rise, but they're going to underperform, quite obviously. And what does that mean? That means if you are patient enough, if you realize that this thing that we're in right now, none of it is real. Again, it's all being managed collectively by central banks, puppet presidents, whoever it might be around the world. Again, world leaders are all working with the central banks right now. And mark my words on this. Let's see how many of you think I'm going to be wrong, because of course I'm going to get that. And I'm going to laugh when I'm right again, of course. When Powell's time is over, wait till you see what kind of creature gets put as figurehead of the Federal Reserve. It's going to be a super dove. Someone that's going to help work with Trump, obviously, to artificially suppress rates, which he's promised you already. Massive currency devaluation, obviously massively positive for the stock market. And that then, there you go again. Look at the forgotten class. Again, just when they have you looking in one direction, now it's all about the stock market. It's all about cryptocurrency. And this is an unholy alliance, in my view. Banks, predatory. Cryptocurrency, I love crypto. You all know that. I couldn't be happier with what I'm seeing here. Again, at least from a financial standpoint. But I really am very unhappy that we're seeing cryptos being mainstreamed here. Obviously, that has to happen to bring us into the new system. You understand? Because cryptocurrency was supposed to be, a way to work around their system. That's how it was initially sold to all of us, and me too. I bought it. I said, "Wow, this is a pretty cool thing." But now it's being mainstreamed. I guess I wasn't looking that far down the line, but I always knew that Wall Street would get their hands on this. We should have all known that this was a product of central banks in some ways to again merge. Again, they're decades ahead of where we are. We're living in a side effect of where they're pushing us as a society, as a whole worldwide. You understand? We have no say-so in anything, obviously. So, just real quick, are you happy about this guy, Bessent, George Soros' protege, possibly as a Treasury Secretary? Looks like, let's see, Scott Bessent is top choice for incoming U.S. Treasury Secretary. Sounds about right to you? Sounds like this is the guy that you want? Really? Make it up, man. The market is going to view this, and foreign investors are going to view this as, okay, this is going to be an assault on the people, we the people, and more cash is going to make its way into the stock market than you can possibly believe. So artificially suppressed rates here, again, opens another doorway for us as well, and I've been screaming from rooftops about this for a very long time. Tech stocks is where you need to be. You will know that I've been building a position in tech for quite a long time, and I am far from done. JEPQ is the position I am building. That is the ticker symbol. We're on the same page here with this, people. Anyway, going back to Wall Street and the big fat ugly bonuses here. Special retention bonuses are being put out again. Wall Street across the board, the corporate agenda, the fat cats there, their year-end bonus is based on year-end stock price. You understand that, right? And now we're at record highs for this market, and we're going much higher, of course. Look, man, Wall Street got their guy. You know that, right? Of course. You had no say-so in who was selected, of course. I think most of you are probably aware of that. The crypto president, the Bitcoin president, hey, I'm going to promise you lower rates. Nothing could make a central banker happier than that. That's how they rule over us, by empowering the central banks. If you think or dream or still have a delusion in your head, this was the same thing going through last time, that Trump's going to end the Fed. We're going back to a gold standard. Go see your doctor today. Make a phone call here. You need to up your medication just a little bit. We have the most positive stock market, cryptocurrency administration in world history being put into place right now. There is no way, shape, or form that we're going back to a commodity-backed system or a constitutional money system. We've already been promised that we're going to be the crypto capital of the world. Again, we're going to be adding cryptocurrency to our strategic reserves, not gold. Why not gold? It would stand as a roadblock to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve will not be blocked in any way, shape, or form. Any talk to the contrary, please, people, wake the freak up. It's time to wakey. All right, that's not where we're going, but that means that there's opportunity here. Again, in commodities, in gold, in silver, in platinum, palladium, more specifically silver. Crude oil, obviously. People, come on, man. It's just too simple to understand the dynamics that are in play, and we're going to take advantage of it. There's nothing that's getting in our way. There's no way I'm losing. That means you're not losing either. You know that. I got your back. It's time to put the nonsense aside. Time to realize where we're at, pretty much here, and how to take advantage of it. So think of what I'm telling you here. The forgotten asset class right now, and it's really in some ways forgotten. don't look over there, look over here. But the opportunity is everywhere, and I think it's really over here where we're looking at commodities. I've been telling you this really it feels like 1,000 years. You think I'm on the right? What have I said here that hits you the wrong way? All right. I don't think anything. Every single one of you here that realizes the situation here, it's too simple. And people know the truth when they hear it. Even if they don't like the truth, no one in this Babylon system, the truth is the enemy. You hit people with the truth, and they hate you for it. What else would you expect from this kind of a situation here? People, it's just too in our face. So, anyway, expect, obviously, maximum distortions to occur across the spectrum of asset classes moving forward here, and we're going to take advantage of every single thing that comes our way. Nothing is going to get by me, which means it's not going to get by you. You understand? We're being destroyed worldwide here, and we need to obviously do everything in our power to stay on the right side of it. And again, the setup here is so easy to understand, and just expect things. I mean, global debts and deficits to hyperballoon out of control, forced suffering. I don't think the American people are going to be able to handle what's coming, and I mean over the next couple of years. If you think it's been bad for you now, under the last freak show, mummy man thing, vomitous mass puke Biden, wait till you see what the new vomitous mass puke Trump is going to do to you. You think it's over? Sorry, guys. Time to wakey. Love all of you from the heart. I will see all of you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream, people. All right, I want to hear from you on this, and I am looking forward to that. All right, as I said, I'll see you later. Okay, people. Look, until we meet again, which will be later on, please take care of yourselves and each other, and think about what I've said here. All right, do you understand why I am telling you, or why I feel, at least in my opinion, that you got to be looking over here when they're telling you to look over here? It's always the same story. And commodities, people, they are relative to the ballooning debt situation that we are in, and the fact that this is going to get much, much worse moving forward. If you think you've seen it all with that, we're going to accelerate here. With regard to currency devaluation here and the promises of lower rates, which of course means currency devaluation here, and the plan of central banks collectively to wipe us out. If you think you've seen it all, you haven't seen nothing yet. I'll see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. All right, until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other.